I could be with anyone, you're here with me. You're here with me. You could be around for
You could be with anyone, yeah, I could be with anyone. You're here with me. You're here with me.
Hey, what's going on, people? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the show. Hopefully everybody's having an awesome time. Let me just make sure that you guys can see me and you can hear me. So if you would be so kind, go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat. I see Lizzie B dropped that 1 already. Thank you so much. Just want to make sure, because sometimes I come on and I'm sitting here talking to myself, or I can't be seen, or both. So I just want to make sure. I appreciate everybody jumping in to hear our Speak Pipe or participate in Speak Pipe. For those who might be a little unfamiliar, typically the way we do Speak Pipe on this channel is that it's an opportunity for you guys to be able to call in and leave a message. Like, some folks like to participate in chat. Some people like to call into the Sunday show where we have a call-in show. You can call up. I drop a link in the chat. Completely cool. That's fun. Or you could call and leave a message on SpeakPipe, where you have a minute and 30 seconds to leave a message. Now, per usual, if you don't want to have your message read on the or heard on live, just tell me that. Just say, James, this is between the two of us. I have a question, and I can rephrase the question or ask the question on live and then respond to it. It's up to you guys. The whole point of it is just to make it easier for you guys to be able to participate in everything that's going on. So I just want you to have that ability, and this, that, and the other thing. So I'm just getting some stuff together, last minute things together. Yeah, I've been trying to get my stuff out. Been having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're moving right along. But in any event, we're going to have some fun with the Speak Pipe tonight. We got some really interesting calls. So let me go ahead and we can actually kick things off. And then after everything is said and done, this will probably go for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours on the outside. If we have some time on the back end, I have some things that I wanted to talk about with regard to the things that we've seen so far on the tell-all, and maybe some points that have not been raised, but I think warrant some discussion. All right. Specifically, I'm talking about the some OG3 observations. Some folks might not be happy, but it is what it is. We got to keep it a buck. Got to keep it positive. So that's what we're going to do. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way in. Give everybody a little time to come in. Let me grab my I'll only have 1 cup. Give myself a little sippy sip. Water. For those who think I'm drinking something a little stronger, nah, it's just water. I'm being lame. Who knows? Maybe I'll drink later. Depending on how this live goes, you never know. So it is what it is. So first up, like I appreciate everybody calling in and leaving their messages. Like I said, there's a lot of interesting perspectives. Folks have different points of view, and I appreciate all those different points of view because I don't think anybody really has the ability to say, I know exactly what's happening in the Brown family, unless you're in the Brown family. Like, you know what I mean? So we're all kind of guessing. We're all kind of guessing and trying to figure it out. So tis what it is. But let me drop one in. Linda, let's say, Lord have mercy, we could take a bath in that cup. Yeah, but I'm only having one. That's what the cup say. Look, I'm only having 1 cup. I only have 1 cup. So it's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good. Imagine if that was something else. This would be a crazy live, boy. Crazy live. So first up, we have Meri who left a message, and let's hear what she has to say.
Hey, James, this is Meri. Hey, I want to talk about kind of where Cody said there is no cloak of charity for finances. So the first thing he brings up is that Robyn never got paid out of the corporate first check. The reason probably for that is Cody and the OG3 were working on this TV show for 2 years before it even came to fruition. So Robyn wasn't involved in that. She wasn't doing any of that work. Plus, they probably were not out of debt them either to pay her. They probably had extensive clothing expenses just for the whole family to look decent on air. But the fact that the first thing out of Cody's mouth when it's finances is Robyn didn't get paid from the first corporate check. 19 seasons later, 15 years later, this is still chapping her behind that she wasn't paid out of that. If that doesn't look like a gold digger to Cody, I don't know what does. I don't know how he could even say that without even thinking that of what the world is thinking of her. So Robyn had money on the brain. She always has. And we're where we're at. Let me know what you think, James. Bye.
Very good point. I think that money thing, Cody and Robyn don't want to talk about money. Cody said last time, the Curly Q Cowboy was like, look, we don't talk about sex and money, and now we just seem to be talking about them both. We probably shouldn't be talking about it. Yeah, that's what everybody who's ripping people off say. That, you know what I mean? Like, if you are ripping folks off, no, you don't want to talk about the money. You want to talk about something else, some distraction. Everybody jealous of Robyn. Did I tell you that? Everybody jealous of Robyn. Don't look at the bank books, please. Like, come on now. But we are interested in the money because the money plays more of a crucial role in this family than Cody's hair does. And we've had episodes where we've talked about Cody's hair, the fifth sister, as they used to call it. Let's talk about that big sister called a bank account. That's what we need to talk about because that's what's important and how that is being distributed. Because you can sit there all day and talk about how you loved everybody the same and you spent time with everybody and everybody got what they needed. But the one thing that you can't do is dispute ones and zeros. You can't dispute if you were spending 90% of your cash on one wife and the other 3 wives had to divvy up the other 5%, then we can clearly establish who the favorite was. We can clearly see who you chose to spend money on. If you're spending money on yourself and you're spending money on your favorite, then it's easy to do when we track those ones and zeros, that bank book. If you have, you bought her a house, you bought her paintings, you bought her furniture, every time she turned around, you guys are buying brand new clothes, cars, jewelry, et cetera, and then the other wives are very rarely taking any money out of the family bank account, even if they do have things for themselves. These are things that they spent their money on. They went out, earned some money that was separate and apart from the family account money, and they were able to purchase those things for themselves. That's not a comparison. If Cody wants to make that strong argument, what he would have to say is that Robyn was going out making independent money on her own from her source of income, and she was spending that money on the things that she wanted to purchase. Not, oh, well, everybody was taken from the family account. No. That's not the same damn thing, Chief. And when you talk about my theory, when it comes to the first check, like that first season, she didn't get paid. Here's the thing that I was thinking about as soon as he said it. No, you didn't get paid that first check. You know why? Because the other wives all lived in the Lehigh house. And what they had to do was, they had to pay for Robyn to come down and live around the corner because she refused to move into the Lehigh house. And then not only did the original 13 children, as well as the wives who at that time were the family, because let's not forget, they filmed they filmed for about a year to get the first season. And Robyn and Cody didn't get married until the end of that season. Then they had the honeymoon episode. And during the course of that, Robyn and her kids, not to be an ass, but they weren't members of the family. So technically, you wouldn't be entitled to family money because you weren't in the family. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, it is what it is. The same way we can sit here and say that if Cody has his name all over Cody Pass and a wife doesn't, that she's not legally entitled or morally or ethically entitled to claim that property or whatever Cody tries to say. You can clearly say that if Robyn wasn't in the family, no matter how much she laid you down in the bed of roses of trust and all that bullshit, no matter what you say about it, at the end of the day, she wasn't a member of the family. So she wasn't entitled to family money or family recompense. And even beyond that point, if the family was already settled, then on top of, because the secret to the sauce of reality shows, and we'll kind of get into the pay later because somebody does ask about it. One of the things with filming reality shows, why production companies tend to favor that type of production over scripted production, is because if you have a reality show, the cast members are responsible for producing themselves to a point, meaning that they take care of their own clothes, residence, food, etc., their own room and board, things of that nature. Their survival ability is taken care of by them. Wardrobe is paid for by the cast. So if you want to look nice on TV, you don't want to look like a bunch of hillbilly, back alley, trailer park trash type folks, and you want to wear all new button down t-shirts and shirts and shit when you out there cutting down lawns and trees and cleaning up your yard and everybody got on new clothes, that's expenses that came out of the family money, the family fund. And as we recall, when Robyn moved down to Lehigh, she did not have a job. She wasn't working. And we could make the comparison. I'm sure if our little buddy is here today, they'll say, well, we also have to keep in mind that Christine wasn't working. But Christine was a member of the family. Christine was a full-blood member of the family. She was married into the family, had been for years. So there are expectations that she can expect. There are certain benefits that she could expect because she is a member of the family. Robyn was not. So when push comes down to shove, I think that part of the reason why she didn't get that first check, if that's what we're going to say, is because Robyn had bills to pay that the family took care of. Robyn also had room and board that the family took care of. She also went out and purchased clothes for herself and for her children that were not the family's responsibility, but they took care of. And if they took that absorbed that first check, that wasn't because they were being greedy and Robyn was sacrificing so that the family could provide for themselves. She sacrificed that check because, or more to the point, the family absorbed that check because they were paying themselves back for the money that they had already invested in Robyn. That's my position. Let me know what you guys think. Because I mean, it's weird to me that they're jumping in with the whole, like, remember back in the day, 15 years ago, that first season, she didn't get paid. She didn't get paid at all. And it's funny to me, and I will say this in addition, it's also very funny to me that you ever notice that the people that tell you shit ain't a big deal and that we shouldn't be counting, we shouldn't be paying attention, we shouldn't be making little check marks next to people's names. Did you ever notice that they're the ones who always have a chit or whatever check that they can fall back on? There's something that 15 years ago, damn Janelle, because she's looking at the money now and she's trying to figure out where the money from her house went. Her house money went. She's an asshole because she's asking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. But, Robyn 15 years ago when she didn't have a job and the family was taking care of her and she turned that check over because she was trying to be cool with the family. That check, yeah. Remember when I did that for y'all? That's like you riding your friend back and forth to work. And your car, you paying insurance, you paying gas, you paying for wear and tear on your vehicle, you paying for maintenance, you riding his ass back and forth to work every day for 2 years. You ride back and forth to work every day for a year. You ride back and forth to work. When he get his tax return, he turn around and give you $50 and say, thank you for riding me back and forth to work all that time and spending all that money. 2 years go by, or more to a point, 15 years go by, and you guys say, man, all the stuff that I did for you, and he look you in the face and be like, remember when I gave you that $50? You mean that $50 that is dwarfed by the expense that I paid to get you back and forth to the thing that you wanted to do? Because remember, Robyn didn't have to be on this TV show. She didn't have to come down to Lehigh and join the family. This isn't something, you weren't a member of the family. This is something you chose to do. And if we're going to be honest, as many of the fan base have said themselves, I take the position that this is something that you angled to do. I think that this is something you heard, that there was an opportunity that the Brown family was going to be on TV, and you came down and ensured the fact that you were going to give Cody Brown the girlfriend treatment so that way you could be on TV too. So for you to say that you had to sacrifice some money because you had to pay to come down, pay to play, sorry, not sorry. That's just kind of what happens. That's part of the expense. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put the chat on the screen. I think I can do that now. Yay! Chat on the screen, y'all. There we go. Next up, let's check out this next message. Oh, thank you so much, Meri. Meri left another message too. Let's check this out.
Hey, James, part 2 of the Greedy Robyn and Cody. Do you think Meri had to go over to Cody and Robyn and show her finances, probably her taxes, that she is paying in enough? My guess is that was probably on her list, but can you imagine how Robyn weaponized how much money Meri has, how much she's making or bringing in? Oh, I can't believe that Meri would do that. That is none of Robyn's business. Maybe Cody being her husband, but he probably wasn't around after season 9 anyway. So let me know what you think. I can't believe the financial abuse by Cody and Robyn of this family. Why they would think ever in a million years it's okay to steal money from hardworking women that don't have a husband. Unbelievable. Well, anyway, let me know what you think. Thanks.
All right, Meri dropping another one. Absolutely. And Meri talking about like Meri Brown going to Cody and Robyn, and she had to establish with a tax professional what her finances look like so that she could prove to the two of them that she was in fact contributing to the family. And like somebody had said this, I'm not sure who it was. Might have been B&D maybe, or from Reality TV Cringe. Somebody said this, and I was like, that's exactly what the hell I was saying. What circumstances befell Meri to make her think that she had to go out and get a professional to establish that she was in fact contributing enough of her money to the family? I couldn't even imagine, especially for a family that, to be honest with you, it's not like you're being treated well. It's not like you're getting like this huge advantage by being part of the Brown family. So for me to sit there and play the game that if you ask me, James, have you been contributing? Like I've been going through the books, And I'm looking at the family fund, and it seems like you getting a little light on your contributions, James. And I say to you, out of myself, which I don't know why I would even go this far, but I lose my mind and I say, oh, no, 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 no. I've been contributing to the family. I've been giving you guys my whole check. When I get expensive stuff or I do things for myself, that's money that I make outside of the family. But the TLC check, that whole thing has been going into the account. Plus, I'm adding additional money. And they say to me, James, I don't believe you. At which point, my simple retort would be, you don't believe me? Well, you can kiss my whole ass, my entire ass. What are you talking? You don't believe me? Okay, so what are we going to do about it? Well, I was thinking maybe we could hire an accountant and they can go through your books and you can establish and prove to me beyond a reasonable. Let me stop you right there, player. What we're not going to do is if I hire an accountant, the accountant is going to tell me information that I need to know about my finances. What I'm not going to do is sit up here and prove anything to you. And that's what's crazy as hell to me. There's no way in the world I'm not cracking no books. I tell you what I gave you. If you don't believe me, tough titty. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell you, Playboy. I'm not going down. I'm not getting bank statements. I'm not showing up to your house, and I'm damn sure not proving it to somebody else. Like, maybe Cody, if you're married, you want to prove to your husband where money's going, where money's coming from, where what you're spending money on. Maybe your husband. Okay, that's one thing. But his girlfriend, oh, you about to make me cuss. Oh, hell no. No. Cody, no. I mean, I have to treat him like a puppy. No. Cody, no. Get on the paper. I'm saying, are you out your damn mind? Ain't nowhere in the world I'm trying to prove to you and Robyn. Who the hell is Robyn? Like, Robyn better not be that chick down the street flipping her hair around up it trying to figure out what I'm talking about. Shoot, Robyn, come on down the street. I'm talking about your ass. Come on down the street. You might as well hear this first person, because I want you to understand fully what I'm about to tell this jackass. What's about to come up out of my mouth. Hell to the no. I'm not giving you my bank statements. Hell to the no. I'm not hiring somebody. Meri paid for it. It's not even like they went out and hired an accountant and Cody and Robyn reimbursed Meri. Oh shit, we was wrong. Let me give you the money back. No, she paid for it. No, I'm not doing that. I don't know what to tell you. If we're going to have an accountant go through anything, they need to go through that family fund, because apparently the family fund is turning up short. The family fund is turning up shorter than a kindergartner standing in a ditch. We need to figure out what's going on. All right? We need to figure out what's going on. Where the money at, Cody? Because you don't want it in control of the money. And you coming to me talking about you don't know where the money went. Two things need to happen. One, we need to find the money and where the money going. Two, you need to relinquish any control you have over the family finances if you talk about you don't know where the damn money went. Sorry, not sorry. You don't get to be a key holder if you keep losing the damn keys. That's just, I don't know. These people, man, when she said that shit, I was like, what? Who does that? Who raised you people? No way. You couldn't even come to me and ask me some stuff. If I told you, because that's my thing, first and foremost. If I lowered myself to telling you about my finances, I'm not proving anything to you. If I don't want to tell you, I'm going to just tell you I don't want to tell you. None of your damn business. Keep it pushing. Well, James, we need to know this information. It's important for the family. Okay. Oh, so you came over here, stood on my step, knocked on my door to ask me that question? Okay. What's that? Step back a little second. What's that? Okay. Boom! Closing the door. Slam the door right in their face. You don't get the hell out of here. You better get out of here before I put them lead chasers after your ass. You're crazy. Come over here talking some craziness. So yeah, I wanted Suki to ask the follow-up question. what happened to make them even think that they needed to come over to you, and what was said to where that would even be a question. How did they broach that subject? Because that is crazy. That is crazy sauce. Okay. And you know what? And I'm willing to admit it. I'm willing to admit it. Let me be the first to admit it. I am not a part of a polygamous family. So that maybe this is normal for them. This is not normal for me or anybody I know. Like I'm not proving to my wife. I'm not hiring an accountant. If my wife asks me about a bank account, I'll tell her about the bank account, but I'm not hiring a third party to certify that I'm telling the truth. If I have to hire somebody to tell the truth, then our problems are deeper than what you think is going on with my bank account. So bump that. Bump that. Let's see. Okay, let me go to the next caller. Next up, we got Candace.
Hey, James, it's Candace again. I just wanted to also comment that this show is so incredibly toxic and it's getting long in the tooth, and just knowing how toxic it is. And I don't understand why I'm still watching it. I'm getting kind of mad at myself for still watching this crap. And I know some people in the comments say that they basically just listen to the YouTube creators out there. They don't watch the show, and that's kind of where I'm getting to. I'm tired of all.
I think her mic cuts out halfway through, but she comes back. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, made a fool of me. It almost
I just
worked.
get so frustrated, and I just think it is time for this show to end. And if there is a season 20, I'm such a schmuck, I'm probably still going to watch it because I'm kind of went down the rabbit hole with the show, and I just continue to keep coming back to it. I'm like addicted to it for some reason. But anyway, if the show ends, we need to still find time. You need to find time to bring us all back to something. So please don't stop doing what you're doing. I love you. Thanks. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Candace. Yeah, we're gonna keep it rolling either way. And to be honest with you, Candace, I feel you. I've been saying the same thing. Especially, I'm at the point now where I have already decided my next steps as far as Sister Wives is concerned, especially if they proceed the way they are proceeding. I'm no longer just going to cover it as just the Brown family or the Sister Wives show. Like, I'm going to expand it out. I have to, because of the fact that, one, what they're revealing, a couple detrimental parts of what's happening now. What they've revealed in the tell-all is, one, they're so far behind that a lot of it doesn't make sense. As Christine said, a lot of what we're talking about happened 4 years ago. As Cody said, and this is what really annoys the shit out of me. As Cody said, everybody keeps talking about me and Robyn. They're so jealous of Robyn. They're not going to be able to live happy lives because they're always comparing themselves to Robyn, and they always have Robyn first and foremost in their minds. She's living rent-free in their brains. That's essentially what he said. Well, that's really what he said, and I added some other stuff to it. But the point is that we're party to making these two idiots seem like they're stars of the show because so much conversation happens around them, because the show forces Christine, Meri, and Janelle to continue talking about these two dullards. So at the end of the day, if the show were to generate spinoffs, and it gave no reason for the OG3 really to have conversations or contact with Robyn and Cody would have to, at that point, make decisions. And those decisions would start with put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. Start putting yourselves out there in the line of fire. Start putting yourselves, have the courage. We're going to take a step back. Have the courage to put yourself in the line of fire the same way you expect these three ladies to do it. Put yourself in under that spotlight and allow the fans to criticize and comment and critique your lives the same way Christine, Meri, and Janelle have been doing for I don't know how many seasons. As I've said before, if you look back on from the beginning of this show to now, this show started out. This was supposed to be Cody and Robyn's show. This show was set up to be Cody and Robyn's show. The fan base changed the trajectory of this show because they identified with the OG3. Go back, watch the first season. And, I'm sure there'll be plenty of YouTube creators who are going to go back and do rewatches anyway. And as they do their rewatches, watch that first season. And in that first season, it's all about Cody. It's all about Robyn and how Robyn feels about polygamy. How the hell does Robyn know of anything about polygamy? She ain't never been a polygamist. She's talking about polygamy with authority with three women who collectively had about 30, 40, almost 50, 60 years collectively of experience living polygamy as a sister wife. As a sister wife, not somebody who grew up in a family and they watched their parents do it, but as polygamists. And Robyn was the one who was answering all the questions, interrupting Christine, Meri, and Janelle, telling them what they meant when they give their answers. What you meant to say was, this is what it's like to be a sister wife. Oh, it's sister wife culture. This is what it means. As a sister wife, this is what she became the spokesperson of what sister wifedom is. Then you fast forward all the way through to season 19 when the crowd and the fans soured on Robyn and Cody. All of a sudden, none of the storylines really connected to Robyn and Cody. The only real storyline, and again, the only real storyline Robyn had was when she tried to sue her ex-husband for custody of the kids so that Cody could adopt them. And then when she got married to Cody. But even that was primarily anchored in Meri's pain. That was all anchored in Meri's pain. So even then, it was still about somebody else. This entire time, we've been watching these two eat off of the sacrifices of these three ladies. And what they would have to do if they want to get a spinoff, if they want to get their own show, they have to show up and they have to start taping and recording their own content. And the question is, are they prepared to do it? So with that being said, again, I said before that this show is long in the tooth. An additional thing is so much of the storyline, the sister wife lore, is being debunked currently. A big thing, a huge thing that Meri is going to talk about next week is all of a sudden, no, I didn't introduce Cody and Robyn. That was in the book. And now all of a sudden, no, that's not what happened. And pretty soon, oh yeah, the family, this is how the family money works. I guesstimated how the family money was being spent. And then they come back and then they had a whole season basically saying stuff that has already been talked about ad nauseum by content creators historically, but when we were able to put the pieces together and figure it out. So, I mean, what are we doing? And at this point, it's just getting downright disrespectful. We're gonna have another season with them talking about Cowdy Pass. We already know Cowdy Pass sold. We're gonna have another season where they don't talk about Cody and Christine going to custody court because they got to pretend like it didn't exist because they all under technically they're under, they have hush orders, they have shut the hell up orders. So I mean, they're in a weird place. And what they need to do is they have to TLC. If any of your interns are watching this show, I'm not going to sit there and pretend like the producers are watching me. But if any of your interns are watching this show, here's what I'm saying to you. If you guys don't revamp this show, reorder this show, and start over with, either Christine and David's show, Meri's show, and then Janelle's show. There's no organic way that these folks are ever going to be together. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of tired of listening to them talk about one another. It's at that point. They don't really have any business with each other. Everything is done data. They have no reason to come in contact with each other. And even as Cody said, he's tired of them talking about him. Well, Cody, I'm tired of them talking about you too, because they put money in your pocket. And you got to learn to stand on your own 2 feet and stop depending on these other women's bank accounts to take care of you. So you got to start taking care of yourself and your family. So, Cody and Robyn, they're going to have to do their own thing. And I say this to the TLC producers or interns who are watching the show, because if you don't, all that's going to happen is by the time you guys are ready to break off into your spinoffs, the fan base won't be there. And once they're gone, they're not coming back. Trust me when I say this. Once the fan base is gone, it won't matter if you roll out a Christine show. Once they become disillusioned with watching your show, they're gone. You're not getting them back. So you need to figure it the hell out, because you're about to lose big time. I've never seen people so determined to kill a golden goose. I'm saying, this goose keep laying these golden ass eggs. I want an omelet. Why don't you take some of that gold down there to the gold exchange and buy yourself a damn IHOP or Old Country Buffet? You can have all the omelets you want. What are you doing? What are you talking about? You can buy a whole franchise, you ass. No, no. I don't want no golden ass eggs. I don't even like the color. Those eggs look sick. Plus, they hard. They mess my teeth up. Like, you dummy. Like, look, guys, fix the show. Have them tell their stories, but they have to start telling their stories and stop going back 15, 20 years. Meri coming out revealing that, Cody melted my ring down. Why are you defending him? Cody told me in Vegas, when we first got to Vegas, that he going to treat me like shit for the next 15, 20 years because I made him feel bad yesterday. Why are we just finding this out? Why did you go into Vegas pretending like the family was all together? Why did you tell us the lie that you guys were a happy-ass family when you were absolutely miserable? Why were you encouraging people to try and do polygamy when you guys weren't even living polygamy correctly? Why were you trying to create laws to make polygamy legal when you're in a situation where you're about to get screwed over by your involvement of polygamy? These are questions that you really don't want people to start asking. So my suggestion is you guys get on your get on your dean, you talk to TLC and tell them that you need to initiate your spinoffs while you still have the favor of the fan base. Because you don't want people to start taking a critical look at what it was you guys were actually doing. As you have people who are here who are unraveling the story and the storyline and the mystique and the mythos of the sister wife and Brown family. I'm just saying. Yeah. Sorry, let me crawl my little soapbox. But let's see. We have another one. Oh, from Candace.
Hey, James, this is Candace. I just wanted to comment on Meri's throwing shade against Christine for sharing things about her marriage and past life with Cody with her current husband. I agree with Mama Betty that called into the show, your live show. That's a healthy thing to do. And Meri, it brought me back to an episode where I don't remember what season or what episode it was, but Meri was basically telling Christine, they had a conversation and she was telling Christine that Cody doesn't like when Christine, wants to talk or when she holds him accountable on anything. That not to share your feelings because guys don't like that. And that conversation has bothered me all these years. It's really bothered me and just shows the mentality of Meri.
Yeah, I think she has a thing with her mic.
And it's just, I don't know. Meri bugs me. It really pissed me off when she was throwing shade at Christine. Christine's in a good relationship now, and it's a good thing that her husband and her can help each other through these things. So,
I think it cut off. But here's what I would say when it comes to that whole thing. Push comes down to shove. Meri throwing shade at Christine. I would say this. Meri, why are you going to sit there and talk about Cody? I mean, that was a lot when he was talking about, first and foremost, Meri, this is a TV show. And let's be honest. You guys, and this is what I just got finished damn saying, you guys haven't been giving us a whole lot of extra content no damn way. We're literally talking about freaking luggage racks and shit. What do you guys aren't giving us any content. You're not giving us any content. So the only content that you're supplying to the audience to make the show is Christine sitting there with Janelle talking shit about Cody. That's the content that you're providing. And that's coming from the show. You think that when Christine was riding in a van, in the truck to drop Janelle off, that she started talking about the camping stuff on her own? That was something that was prompted by the show. Okay? Like I get it. You want to pretend like the cameras and the stuff isn't there, but it's there, and we know it's there. It's the show that's actually supplying a lot of the vitriol and a lot of the subject matter that Christine is covering while she's talking to David and while she's talking to Janelle. That's the first thing. The second thing, I 100% agree with the sentiment, and I'll add this to it. I felt a certain kind of way about what Meri said, just because at least Christine and Janelle have the cojones, the balls, the testicular fortitude, or as a clever young lady once said, I heard her say, she had the ovarian fortitude to say it out of their own mouth with their whole damn chest. They did all the talking. Now, Meri, when she wants to talk shit about Cody and Robyn, she gets together with her little friends and play little dolphin in the woods. I don't know what happened. I'm a doe in the woods. I'm just out here with the big old mean bears who talking trash. You sitting there with your friend, best friend Jen, and best friend Jen got a whole lot of shit to say about Robyn and how she ain't a friend, and you sitting there acting confused. Like we don't know that you went and talked to Jen about all the stuff that was going on with Robyn. That you shared with Jen what was happening with Robyn. And Meri, God love you, but I don't think you're that dumb. I don't think you're that innocent. I don't think you're that naive at all. I think you totally know what's going on, and you have some idea. And this is something that you and Jen have actually had conversations about. You're just trying to play nice. You're trying to be friendly. Like this dude is going, like there's a possibility that he might change his mind, that he might come around. He's not coming back. Look, fuck it. The man told you to your face, I'm waiting for you to come back. I'm not coming. I ain't never said, I thought he was going to crash the car into a tree. The way he said it. I ain't coming. What are you, nuts? I'm not coming back to you. Look, if I was with a young lady, if I was with my wife, and we were driving down the street, and I said, babe, you've been kind of ignoring me and stuff. And, I've been kind of feeling a certain kind of way about that. And I was just wondering, when are we going to get back together? When are we going to reconnect? And she said, well, James, I mean, what are you talking about? Well, I mean, babe, I'm waiting for you to come back. Well, you can keep waiting because I ain't coming. Oh, whoa, what? What? You ain't coming, so I guess it's over then. And that's where, you know what I mean? That's where you were. And yeah, Cody's been leading you on, can give you confusing messages. But there is a point. There is a point where, yeah, Cody's an asshole because he understood your weakness and he took advantage of it. I'm not diminishing that. But at the same time, girlfriend, like my brother said when we were little kids, and he's younger than me. So I was like, what? That was pretty smart. Little bro. Muy brat. As we used to speak Russian to each other sometimes. But as he said to me, you know, nobody can walk all over you unless you lay down for him first. I thought that shit was brilliant when he said it. No, and I never forgot it. Nobody can walk all over you unless you lay down for him first. Yeah, he could tell you that I want you to stay and I want you to come back, girl. I want you, girl. You know, just let me go ahead out here, bang on Robyn for a little bit, but I'll be back. The fact that you there, you opening up the door and you didn't change your locks. That, yeah, he's an asshole for walking out the door, but you right there with him for not closing that door and changing them damn locks. You don't live here no more, homeboy. Especially, oh, well, they was polygamous, James. It was different. Yeah, but those polygamists have rules. Those poly families, plural families have rules. And to be honest with you, they have to be more adherent to the rules than I think you would have to be if you're in a monogamous family or in a monogamous relationship. Why do I say that? I say that because you have too many moving parts for people to just get fancy free and super fly with what they're going to do and the dictates that the family have and what guidelines they're going to follow. Because you could lead the family into ruination if people start making their own rules, doing their own thing, or trying to reinterpret rules that have already been established. There were rules. And you allowed him to break those rules and keep coming back. And then now you want to pretend like, oh, Christine and Meri or Christine and Janelle are being childish. I hate that bullshit too. Just because I don't express my sense of anger, my sense of injustice, my sense of unfairness in a way that's acceptable to you, or more to the point, a way that you would do it, doesn't mean that my feeling, my emotion, my behavior, or more importantly, my reaction is any less valid than yours. It doesn't mean that I'm being immature because, no, bitch, I remember. If a dude was treating me the way that as a friend that Cody was treating Meri, like sometime he call you, sometime he don't. No, dude, you don't treat me like that. I will not be treated that way. I certainly won't be treated that way by somebody I consider to be my life mate. So no. And if you do treat me like that, yeah, I'm gonna talk shit. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna talk about your ass every chance I get. You know why? Because it'll keep my damn teeth white talking shit about your ass. Hell yeah, I'm going to talk about you. Oh, it's childish. No, it ain't. It's me healing myself, getting my truth out there. Why am I repressing myself to make you feel better? Because that's what it turned into, right? Because it's not like Cody was like, oh, I'm going to take the high road too, and I don't want to destroy our family because we co-parenting with one another and we can't disparage each other. He talk about you every chance he get. For years, he's talked trash about you every chance he got. Now that you guys were talking about Cody Pass, and at this time, Cody Pass is still up on the line, and he doesn't want to sell Cody Pass because here's another thing that nobody has ever really, I heard anybody ever really mention. Here's the thing. Cody is being sued. Like, people have talked about this. Cody is being sued during this tell-all. He had, like, a month prior to the tell-all being filmed, he was served with custody papers. And that, not only custody papers, more to the point, child support papers. Right? Now, this man can't sell Cody Pass. Because if he sells Cody Pass, that money that he gets from the sale of Cody Pass would be income. And he would have to write that shit down on a document saying that I made X amount of dollars. They sold Cody Pass for $1.6 million. I think it was $1.6 million. Oh shit. Let me see. Just do simple math. And I think oh damn it, I keep erasing my journal. So it was like $1.6 million, right? And Cody owned, I think it was somewhere like he had his name on 100% of the land, which entitled him to like 60%. We'll say it was like 60% of the land. So in all of that 1.6 million, Cody would have had about $960,000 of that money. So almost $1 million. And he got a child support case. So no, he's not trying to sell the land. He needs somebody like Meri to be on his side to stymie the sale or slow the sale down or put some gum up the works because he doesn't want to establish how much money he actually has. That's income. That's income. So if he has like, and he didn't do all that conniving, stealing, lying, and stuff. Allegedly, I have no evidence for any of this stuff. I'm just talking trash. But he had no evidence, or he did all this stuff to acquire all this land so that he, as in Janelle's word, he could come ahead financially, so that he could lose it all during a custody battle. Or more to the point, a child support litigation. So no. He needs somebody on his side. And I think that's why he's so nice to Meri right now. He's trying to be nice to her. And because he's being nice to you and smiling at you and giving the sunny shot side of his ass for her to kiss, she's sitting up there trying to pretend like, oh, I don't know why these women are being so silly. Why they hating on him? I mean, grow up. Come on now. He's a good guy. Bump that shit. This dude owe me money. Yeah, I'm going to talk about him until I get my money. Even then, I'm going to talk about your yeah, even then, I'm probably going to talk about you every chance I get. You crazy? No. So yeah, I'm with that. There was another part of the Meri shit. What was that?
Hey, James, this is Candace. I just wanted to comment on
Damn. Sorry about that. Don't try to dictate to me about how I conduct my relationships. Because if Christine decides that she wants to share something with her husband, this is her husband. So if she want to share something about how Cody was with her husband is cool with it, who are we to criticize that shit? I know I said what I said. I have my reasons for why I say what I say, as far as you not oversharing or overindulging with constantly going into your past with your people. You share painful things, you share negative experiences, that's fine. But when that person becomes your go-to and all you talk about is what happened to you in the past, that's all. Then you need to, there's some things that you may need to deal with sans that person, or maybe with that person's help, but you need to talk to somebody who is a professional. Because inevitably, what my concern would always be in that type of situation is that you're going to talk about this negative experience, and that's all you talk about, so that the person you're talking about becomes too closely associated with your negative experience. And when you're ready to move on and you want to move past that negative experience, there's a possibility that person has to go too. because they're tied to that negative experience. This is one of the things that I say about being somebody's friend, and all they want to do is talk about their boyfriend or their girlfriend who they had a hard time with, or who broke their heart, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they want to sit and cry and talk about them every time you talk. If you talk to them for 5 hours, 4 hours and 55 minutes is about that other person. Then what's going to happen is when they move past that heartbreak and that bad relationship, and they start to move into their new relationship, or they start to reinvent themselves as a person, and they go from I'm the sad sack who's crying all the time and so upset, and I'm woe is me, I'm ready to jump off a bridge because I love him so much, and all of a sudden I'm out with my new buddies, and I'm the player from the Himalayas. I'm the dude who be getting all the ladies. What's going on, dog? I'll be doing it. How am I going to be that guy when I have the person who I used to cry with and talk about my other lady all the time? How can I be that guy? I can't. So what happens? That friend gets lost. That friend gets left behind. So that's the kind of thing that I would be concerned about. But if that's not something that's present in Christine and David's relationship, if Christine wants to talk about what a shitty partner Cody was, and it doesn't hurt David's feelings to hear about it, so what? Now, I could be nasty and say, maybe, Meri was mad because, she ain't had nobody yet. You ain't had nobody to talk shit about Cody with. But I did notice that when she did get that one guy, Amos, there were a couple times where she brought him on, I think, her Friday night with friends, or Friday with friends with Jen, best friend Jen, and Amos was there. They did talk a little bit of shit about Cody. So when you got somebody, you talked about him too. So, careful when you throw stones and you live in a glass house. That's all I'm saying. But 'tis what it is. Next up, we have wait, hold on. We got to do some super chats real quick. Hold on. Let's see. We have Catherine Vega, the $2.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, Catherine. Appreciate you. Let me get a little something. Ba-da-da-da-da. Then we got Raiders Ma in the house, $4.99 super chat. Christine worked nights and homeschooled the kids sometime before Robyn joined them. I think she wasn't working when she started because she was pregnant. No, yeah, you know what? Christine wasn't working. Christine worked up until the time while she was pregnant. And here's what's jacked up. Christine worked up all the way through her pregnancy at that overnight job. So when she was asking Cody to go down and check on the kids because Aspen was doing it, she was pregnant at the time, carrying Truly. And then when Robyn came into the family, she wasn't pregnant right away. Robyn wasn't pregnant before she got married. And they were paying, and she still didn't work. Like, Robyn didn't come down with a job. You remember, because there was a point in, I think it was episode 2, season 1, episode 2, where they're like, she's looking for a job. I'm just trying to find value. I just want to bring value to the family. No, that wasn't season 2. It was season 2, episode 2. So she went all throughout season 1, moving down to Lehigh, living off the lamb, the whole nine, doing all the good stuff, planning weddings. And then once she married into the family, she still wasn't working. And Janelle's full expectation was that Robyn was supposed to get a job. She was told, Janelle, my impression from that entire thing, because it wasn't just said in one episode, it was said in a couple episodes in season 2, that Janelle's full expectation was that Robyn was supposed to come down and get a job. And she was supposed to be employed so she could start kicking into the family. But instead, Robyn went, threw her legs up, got pregnant, and then all of a sudden, she wasn't going to work either. And she hasn't, aside from the show, she hasn't, contributed any outside money towards the family. So the whole like, oh, she paid her first check, I don't know why Cody even said that shit. He should have kept his mouth shut. Like he thought he was saying something. You know what? She paying all first. You big dummy. You should have said nothing. You should have just let that ride. Trying to show that, oh, guys, you don't understand how much Robyn sacrificed. When we were paying for her room, board, her kids, her clothes, everything, that whole first season, when she wasn't working, we basically took care of her like she was a small child. Not only her, but her children. Yeah, she gave us the money back, or at least some of it. And let's be honest, when she repaid that first check, the money you received from TLC that put you into a different tax bracket, that money didn't hurt as much as the money when you are trying to figure out how you going to feed your kids and they sitting around eating rotten bread and stuff. And you guys are all hungry and you trying to figure out how you going to do the bills and you crying and you barely have enough money to cover all the bases. That money hurts. That money is way more. That money has way more value than the big money that you got from TLC, if that makes sense. But thank you so much, Raiders Mom. Appreciate you. And Raiders Mom got a speak pipe in there too, so look forward to that. And of course, we got Lizzie B gifted one Might Take On Reality membership. I still owe you guys. I got some stuff. I got an announcement I'm going to do at the end of the thing. I'm very excited about it. But yeah, I owe you guys a motivational video, which will be coming out. I haven't forgotten yet. But thank you so much, Lizzie B. Appreciate you. You little something. All right, we have Brittany Not Brittany, $4.99 super chat. Both of Brittany Not Brittany and Lizzie B, mega mod, salute. If I hear Meri say worthy up one more time while being nose deep up Cody's behind, you're all still a pick me as an ex-wife. Yeah. Well, she's doing brand placement. She's doing product placement. So she's saying her key phrase like, look, guys. It's like if you get if you have a soda company and every chance you get, you're like, yeah, I'm out here shooting this reality show. Woo, it's so hot. I think I'm gonna have to take a big old sip from mine. I'll only have one cup, which can be found on the My Takeover Reality website, sponsored by Hasbro. I think that's what she's doing. Like she's trying to do a little product placement, trying to push her thing. I think that, to be honest with you, if I'm going to be 100% honest, I think, which I guess I always am, but at least try to be. If you really think about it, I think that for her to talk about her self-improvement site during her appearance on a show where she habitually devalues herself and her whole brand is worthying up and finding value in yourself while she's humiliating and devaluing herself, I think that actually is hurting her brand. Like you know what I mean? Like you don't want to be on like The Biggest Loser and you're like, come on down to George Chicken Shack. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on down to Chicken and Waffles. Like, you don't, it'll hurt you. It'll hurt your business. So I don't know if this is really helping her, but only time will tell. Maybe just being on the show. Like, cause I think that for a lot of the family, they're trying to capitalize, and a lot of what they have has been capitalized and built on their appearances on the show. Like their entire multi-level marketing business is built on their appearance on the show, from the fan base that they were able to generate and popularity of the being on Sister Wives. So I think that's part of it. But let me give you a little something. Then we have Brittany Not Brittany, $4.99 super chat. You know what, Meri is a grown-ass woman. Christina Janelle can commission a billboard from Cody himself to talk hella-ish about him. F out of here. Yeah, you know what? And that's the thing. They grown. Let grown people do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to participate in it. In fact, I would say if you don't want to do it, don't be on my side. Don't pretend to be on my side. Just fall back, play your position. Let me do what I do. But don't sit there and try to pretend like you my buddy and we cool and we friends and we all in this shit together and you're not ready to ride. Because when I'm ready to ride, I'm riding out. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to say please, Lord, I'm going to say what I got to say. Don't try to tell me not to say my piece because that's just going to create a problem. The thing, sometimes the best thing that can happen, and I know it can hurt some feelings. But sometimes, you just got to get stuff off your chest. And it's better if you're just able to say what you got to say the way you want to say it so you could be done with it and you can move on. But if you make me hold it back and hold it in and push it down, then what you're doing is creating an environment where you could have a very explosive reaction. You might get way more than me just sitting up there talking about, this dude ain't nothing or this woman treated me bad, blah, blah, blah. You understand what I mean? Like, it could get bad. So let people just do what they got to do. This is part of the healing process too. Sometimes you got to verbalize your displeasure. Let people verbalize what they got to say. As long as you ain't putting your hands on me, you can say whatever you want to say about me. I don't care. Do what you got to do. Say what you got to say. Say it with your chest. Be strong about it. Mean it when you say it. And stand by your words when you say them. That's the only other thing that I would say about the situation. It sounds like Christine, Meri, and Janelle, or at least Christine and Janelle, are standing on what they said, 10 toes down. But you look weak, Meri. If you're sitting there saying that this dude came to you, melted your ring down, that's something that Christine actually told us about. But you confirmed it happened. Then you say that he came back and he told you he was going to mistreat you. Because it wasn't just like he said, you know what, while you here in Vegas, since we just got to Vegas, you're going to have to prove to me your worth and value. That's not what the story Meri told. The story Meri told, as I understood it, was Cody came to her and said, basically, I'm going to abuse you and you're going to take it just so that you know who the boss is. And you can prove your worthiness to be in a family if you can take the abuse that I'm going to put on your ass. That shit is crazy to me. And you said that he said that, but then you turn around and say, yeah, but we all got to be nice to each other. No, you don't. No, you don't. I believe in turning the other cheek. You understand what I mean? But sometimes you got to turn that other cheek and walk the hell away. You don't just sit there and keep letting somebody pummel you. And do whatever they want to do and call yourself a Christian. Sometimes there's a difference between being, forgiven and a fool. There's a difference between being forgiven and a fool. Now, I was going to put some spice on it. And that's just my thing. Like, don't let them make you an ass. Don't let them make an ass out of you. Okay, fine. He got away with it. He said what he said. It is what it is. Okay, fine. How you find your peace is how you find your peace. Some people, they don't have to ever say anything. They could just move on and it be done. But if Christine and Janelle need to get this off their chest so that they can move on with their life and find their healing place, then that's what has to happen. But you don't get to decide for them what is appropriate for them and their reaction. Two people can go through the same experience and have two different responses to that same experience. One person could go through something and, might upset them for like a half hour or hour and they're good and they just move on and you ask them about it 2 months to 6 months later, they don't even remember what you're talking about. Somebody else might carry that same incident for the rest of their life. You don't know, but you got to be able to deal with stuff how you deal with it. And that's why I say what Christine and them is at. If you don't like it, you ain't got to listen to it. Turn your TV off. Turn your sound down. But yes, I'm here to talk trash. I'm here to do two things. Talk shit about Cody and chew bubble gum. And I'm fresh out of gum. You understand what I mean? That's what Christine and Janelle could be. So I'm just saying. But thank you so much, Brittany, not Brittany, one of our mega mods. There you go. right. And then we'll get back to the lab. Let's see. Again, if you guys want to do Speakpipe, it's right here with the leave a message, speakpipe.com/my take on reality. You too can leave a message and be featured on the show. All right. Next up, we have Tanya Carter. Tanya Carter. Mrs. Carter.
Hey James, Tanya, Carter. Oh my goodness. Sunday's episode, I was hollering. Cody is so annoying. Like he just is one of those, just reminds you of like that antagonistic dude that you know that you're just like you want to slap him. Um okay, so I had 2 points. One of them was the luggage rack. First of all, it cracked me up that he had no idea what she was talking about. He thought she was talking about a luggage rack on top of a SUV or something. He didn't even know what a luggage rack was, yet he's the luggage rack king at a hotel. Um, and then, yes, I agree with you. Robyn was humble bragging. I don't think Robyn knows or knew before watching Janelle and Christine talk about the luggage rack. I don't think she knew what one is either. Because if Dumb didn't know what a luggage rack was, other than on an SUV, Dumber certainly didn't know what a luggage rack was. And she said that he gives it to her all the time. That was to be a slap in the face to Christine and Janelle. Like, yeah, I'm better. He loves me better. She didn't know what it was. Secondly, why has Robyn stopped crying? Please answer that question for me. I'd like to know what you think. Why has she stopped crying? 19 seasons and not one tear in all.
Oh, she got cut off. Well, we're gonna play the part 2.
Okay, so I got cut off. Anyway, so that was my point with Robyn. Humble brag. You're absolutely right. That was a humble brag. That was to push it in their face. But she shot herself in the foot because if she's going to keep the narrative of, well, Cody treated all of the wives the same. He was very equal with his time. He was very present with all of us, and there was no favoritism shown, I don't think. Then you just shot yourself in the foot because when you were asked the question, did you get the luggage rack? You should have said no. No, he always grabbed it. Then that would have, your story might have held some water, even though we know it's full of shit. But for her to jump out and be like, I always got the luggage rack. Okay, well, what are we saying then? Because you just said that he treats everyone equal, and now you're bragging that you always get the luggage rack. So which one is it? Which one is it? Robyn doesn't know how to have a story and stick to it. I would never want to be in a foxhole with her. And then Meri just needs to worthy up. I mean, I don't know what's going on with her, but her talking about Janelle and Christine being silly, and it's ridiculous that they're talking about the luggage rack and that they're comparing, and why is she comparing David to Cody? Probably because the show is asking her about it. Because if you see her on any other interviews, she doesn't talk about Cody. She talks about her and David, and it's a little boring. So the show is making relevant.
She cut off. But let me address 2 points real quick. In reverse order. So why talk about Cody? Like I said, I think that they're actually doing Cody and Robyn a favor, because if the OG3 stopped talking about Cody and Robyn, you would not have a feature spot in the show. You would technically be a damn extra because you don't have a storyline. At least the storyline is interesting or relevant or germane to the story being told about the sister wives and their lives. So in order for them to keep them alive and relevant on the show, they have to keep inspiring the other women to keep bringing them in, bringing them up, and talk about them and discuss them over and over again. That's mandatory. And to be honest with you, I agree with Cody and Robyn. Let's stop talking about them. Let's stop talking shit about them altogether. Let them stand on their own feet, get their own show, and show and prove whether your show is worthy or not. You guys worthy the hell up. How about that? Second thing, I agree with the fact that that Robyn doing the whole smiling and giggling and shit, which kind of pissed me off a little bit when they were talking about the luggage rack, that 100% to me came off as a humble brag. That was her way of saying to the wives, yeah, Cody doesn't give you guys the luggage rack, but I get the luggage rack because I'm special. I'm different. I am one who Cody values. That's why I get the luggage rack. Cody has never questioned whether I was going to get the damn luggage rack. There's one point that I do want to point out too. And this one is actually cut. I would say it's not cut both ways. It just cuts funny and jacked up at the same time. This is the inherent unfairness of relationships. Robyn gets in my opinion, I think Robyn does get the luggage rack for no other reason that it's, Cody loves her so much. Yeah, that's part of it. But Robyn is going to Cody demanding the luggage rack. She's telling him to put my shit up on that luggage rack. And Cody is doing it. Why? Because he values her. And she could make the argument, well, that's because I tell him, because I think she even said it like, I think I put my luggage up on a luggage rack, or I tell him to do it. Basically saying that I take the initiative because I'm a strong, independent woman who's She-Ra, and I'm making him do it, because that's what she called herself in the book. I make myself, I tell him that I value my stuff. You gonna put my stuff up on the luggage rack. That's what she's trying to say, right? But here's the jacked up part about it. It doesn't matter if the other women demanded that Cody put the stuff up on the luggage rack, because Cody would just look at them and tell them, I don't give a shit what you think, because I don't value you. I don't respect you. So you can only make those type of demands when somebody actually values your opinion, when somebody actually cares. If they don't care, it doesn't matter whether you make that demand or not. That's my point on that. And then as far as like Cody, just in the last part of our 3-prong approach in these 2 videos, 2 messages, we have one more from her. But Cody talking about like, we didn't even have a luggage rack because it was a car and it didn't have a luggage rack. It was in the back of a sedan. And no, that's not the luggage rack we talking about. We talking about the luggage rack at the hotel. Oh, for real? I think that what Cody was doing was Cody was so wrapped up in the idea of calling Christine a liar. He was so committed to calling her a liar. He didn't understand the assignment. And I think that that's where he got jacked up. He got jacked up because he desperately wants to call Christine a liar. Oh, she's always talking about me because she's so jealous. She's just making up stories. Oh my gosh, it's just disgusting. And then Cody, that's not what we talking about. Oh. So I think that that's where it all comes from. Like, I think that that's why he denied it the way he did, and he tried to sell it the way he did, but then he realized he messed up. And if obviously if Robyn wanted to be his friend, if Robyn was trying to be his true ally, the two of them are not smart enough to properly conduct a PR campaign. When asked about it, Robyn said, yeah, he puts my stuff on the luggage rack. If she wanted to stay consistent and stay even and protect Cody, she would have said, no, Cody doesn't put my stuff on the luggage rack. He treats me just the same as he treats other women. You can't sit there and say that Cody treats us all the same and then revel in the fact that he's treating you different. Dumb. That's just, you've disproved your entire point that you've been trying to make this entire time in one fucking example, you dumb. Then Cody, he's not smart enough to say, oh, do you put Robyn stuff on the luggage rack? Hell no. Because Robyn is the love of his life and he doesn't want to embarrass her. So no, he's not going to say that he doesn't treat his queen properly. The funny part is that, isn't it weird how he recognizes that he should put Robyn's stuff on the luggage rack? That's even a question when it comes to Robyn, but it's not even a consideration when it comes to the other wives. That just tells you where he is as far as his consideration for those women. Miss Kata had a third thing, and I wanted to play it here because I thought it was an interesting question.
James, this is Tanya again. You don't have to put this on the show, but can you address it? I'm wanting to know how.
Oh, but I will, Tanya. I will.
Much Cody and Robyn are actually making off of the show now that the women are gone. One content creator feels like each person is making like 40 grand an episode, making Cody and Robyn at 900 an episode. And they were like, they would have made 2 million this season alone, season 19. That seems really crazy to me. There's no way that they made 2 million. I don't know why. I don't feel like they made that much, because if they did, they wouldn't care about Christine and them leaving, because they still would have been making like damn near $1 million an episode. Like, can you figure out like how much they're actually making? Because I want to see if they're going to be able to keep up the finances with the shit show Chateau.
Well, first and foremost, I appreciate you calling it the shit show chateau. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. When it comes to the finances, here's my breakdown of my estimation. Because I heard that they get paid up to $40,000. They get like a percentage of the production cost, $400,000. They get that broke down to 10%, like $40,000 per episode. And over the course of season 19, that puts them at closer to $960,000 for the entire season. Here's my thing, because I did some research and I looked at it, and it sounds like somebody may have used like a little bit of a typographical error in this sense. I don't think that they're each getting $960,000. I think that they're collectively getting $960,000 divided by 5 people, which puts them closer to about $200,000, a little less than $200,000 per person, closer to like I think like 160, 170, something like that. Where they're the money that they would be making. So when push comes down to shove, let's not, let's keep it all the way a buck. They still in the top 1%. At over $200,000 a piece, they're still making crazy money. If they were making $2 million, just as an example, if they were making $2 million a piece, they would still have Cody Pass, and Cody Pass would be built up. If they were making $2 million a year a piece, there's no reason why, that would be almost $10 million. They are not making $10 million. There's no way they're making $10 million. There's no way. The Kardashians, I think they're paying like Kim Kardashian like $7 million, something like that, between 3 and 7 or something like that. There's no way. And then also, when you get into that kind of money, the level of money that this is, you're really getting into scripted productions. So if they were paying them that much money, you could very well do a scripted production of Sister Wives, where you go out, get SAG actors, you hire them, good looking. I'm talking about, like I was talking to my wife about it earlier, you get some good looking folks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you be looking at these people, like 4 gorgeous women, a gorgeous ass dude. Like, it's crazy. Like, look at them. I mean, they must shit marshmallows, like the white fluffy kind, like huge marshmallows. You can make s'mores off the marshmallows they poop. Like, you know what I mean? These people would be amazing. And you would have the actual bonus of being able to script the storylines and have them flawlessly execute those scripted storylines that you want to push out to the fan base. If they were going to pay that kind of money, that's where I think they would put that kind of money. I don't think that they're going to, not that, there's anything wrong with the Sister Wives or Cody and Robyn, but I just don't think you're going to give that kind of money to be, even though they've been on TV for 15 years, they're not professional actors. They're not professionally trained actors. And so a lot of the storylines, even like the storylines that Cody and Robyn produce for themselves, do you believe any of those storylines? I don't. But I know that there are people who could put that storyline together and you'd be like, wow. You know what I mean? Hand them a daytime Emmy. They deserve Oscars because they'll have you crying and laughing and all that. You know what I mean? You hire some professional actors at that level of money where you paying $40,000 an episode. That's professional money. You understand what I mean? That's professional level money. So you could hire, like, it might not be Tom Cruise or Denzel Washington or somebody of that caliber, Kerry Washington, but you could get some good folks. And for a fraction of that, you could get, I'm telling you, get some good folks. And so I don't see that. That's not a production thing. Because again, that would go against the whole purpose of shooting a reality show. And TLC, like, the whole thing is that, especially the way they do their the contracts and stuff, reality shows are just money grabs. They're I don't want to be too disparaging towards it, but in the realm of entertainment, reality shows are a straight money grab. It's a way for you to be able to put out content for less money, less production costs. You don't have any production on your end as far as clothes, shelter, food, any of that stuff. You're just basically filming their life. Your biggest production cost is the actual filming, taping, audio, and editing. That's your biggest production cost in a reality show. It's not paying the cast members. And even then, when you do pay the cast members, you only pay them once because you don't get reality. You don't get royalty checks for reality shows. So if you were, say, in a movie or a television show and they're still playing that movie or television show, you're still getting checks. Might not be big checks, but you're still getting checks. Reality shows, you're not. So TLC does not strike me as like the TLC don't even do background checks. Like, there's no way you telling me they paying $40,000 an episode per cast member. They don't even do background checks. They'll put you on TV with a psycho. You know what I mean? Oh, you're about to have a romantic relationship. Why don't you guys get in an argument? This dude got 4 bodies on him and he's being investigated by the FBI. You want me to piss him off? That's TLC. So, allegedly. But, I just don't see them forking out that kind of money. But thanks for the question, though. I think it's interesting. And maybe one day we'll actually find out what's going on. But if they were making $2 million per episode, Christine would be laced up with houses. Like, she would be sitting there looking like that dude on a Monopoly box. Okay. Buying all kinds of Airbnbs. Then maybe bought and paid for. Then Janelle, like, she be putting buildings on her land in North Carolina, guaranteed. She'll be putting buildings on her stuff. One season, she would have been able to pay the damn land off. No mortgage. And then another season, she would have been able to put buildings up. That place, Taita Farms, will be fully running with $2 million. And trust me, I think that Janelle will be doing it. Same thing with Meri. Meri, like it, love it, hate it. I mean, I think that Meri has some business acumen, and I think that given the opportunity of $2 million, or $1 million, she'd be able to put something together. And I don't see where that money, kind of level of money, is coming in at. Let me see. Oh, we got Raider Ma up in the house. Raider Ma.
Hey James, Raider Ma here. I missed your last live, but I got caught up, so today I'm off the chain. Little bit of unpopular opinion here. I love the OG3. I want to see a spin-off. I'm kind of tired of, Crummy and Robyn, but I'm also kind of tired of the Christine Pink, everything is awesome kind of life. I'm also tired of them being so superficial in the wake of their tragedies. They seem still to be operating on a surface level. I want to see them working with unaliving yourself groups, anti-polygamy groups. Use your fame for something useful. Talk of your experiences, make people, show them that there's hope. Not everybody has the money and the resources to get ahead in the way that they have. And I hope that they're mindful of that. But I would like to see them use their fame for something better. What do you guys think? Love you guys. Bye.
All right, Raider Mob bringing a heat. um, I think that. One second. I think that Raider Mob makes excellent points. Is that first things first? One of the weaknesses, and this is one of the things that I was talking about earlier, as far as the spinoff stuff, where TLC has to be mindful about the procrastination in rolling out their spinoffs. The longer you hold this pattern, the more likely it is that people are going to start trying to find and look for negative things about your star people on your show. Like Christine, lovely lady, and I like her story, but there are things that she does that, you can't call into question. Nobody is perfect, you know. There's certain things you can call into question, and she does have a sunny personality, and that might start wearing on folks. So that's one of the things that they'll have to balance out. But even beyond that, this is one of the things that, like I was talking about earlier, as far as when you step back and start considering what it is that they've been pushing for the last 19 seasons, or actually maybe the previous 1 through 14 to 15, seasons 1 through 14, 15. You guys have been pushing the idea of legalizing polygamy, normalizing polygamy, talking about the benefits of polygamy, all while you were suffering under that regime, under that relationship style. So it does beg the question: what if what if you guys were actually successful? Cody's sitting there talking about, oh, they just trying to get alimony because they leaving. They trying to get some money from it because they leaving. What if he was successful? What if you were able to actually legally marry each one of those wives? What would you do then? What would happen? You could marry them, and now they're legally entitled to assets. How would you divide those assets now? And my suspicion has always been this is that thing that, the prospect of legalizing polygamy is something they talk about with the wives. It's like a what do you call it? It's a pipe dream that they sell to the wives. They need to legalize this shit so you guys have some rights, because it ain't fair that you guys ain't got no rights. That like I could just up and leave and take everything. That ain't right. That ain't right. And they benefit from it. The guys benefit from that. So when they sit there and talk about how they wish that all the women had rights and we had the right to get married, I wonder if Utah state legislature came out tomorrow and said, you know what, we're going to legalize polygamy. We're going to allow you guys to get married legally. And anybody who's married has the full depth and breadth rights as any monogamous person. All you have to do is show up down at the courthouse and sign this document. I wonder how many of those patriarchal heads of households, those star husbands, those what do they call them, the priesthood holders in those families. I wonder how many of them would make their way down to the city hall to sign that damn paper. I wonder how many would actually get down there to register so that if their relationship falls apart, they would be financially responsible to these women and to their kids. That's the real question. Because talk is cheap. Everybody can sit there and talk about, oh, I believe in freedom. I believe that, everybody should have the freedom to do whatever thing they want to do. I think these women should have protections. I do. When Janelle said that, I believe Janelle when she said that she wishes that the women had some protections. I believe her. I don't believe Cody, though. When Christine sat there and said, he's always said that if we're not happy, he doesn't want us to stay. He'll pay for us to leave. He'll buy us a house. Update the hate. You go back 5 or 10 seasons. I think it was like 6 seasons. You fast forward 6 seasons. Cody's not only not trying to buy you a house, he's not trying to let you go. And if you do go, he wants you to go out penniless. He don't want you to take nothing out of that. So not only is he not giving you money, he's trying to take your money. So all that, like, oh no, he don't believe in this, and he believes in all the equality and the fairness of the thing. That all went to shit real quick when it came time to actually put it into practice. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Because everybody is being sold, from what I'm seeing, is that people are being sold a bill of goods. And if things work out, fantastic. It could be, I could see where there are some benefits to having a polygamous relationship. I can see there being benefits, not just the sex part, but having the sense of community, having additional adults to help out, having people who can help to push you to achieve higher goals and aspirations. That's all great and gravy. But on the counter side of that, when it doesn't work out, when things don't turn out the way you planned, and you have to rely on the court system, or you have to rely on fairness, or that person having a sense of fairness to give you what you're owed, now all of a sudden you're in a different place. Another thing Radar Mind said is something that I've talked about historically. Like, I think that Christine, Meri, and Janelle leaving this bad or toxic situation should be applauded. However, I don't think that we can ever devalue or not emphasize the difficulty of somebody who might be in the same or similar situation if they don't have the resources. It's a lot easier to walk away from a man, a relationship, a wife, or whatever, your family, when you have a place to stay. It's a lot easier to make that decision when your money isn't tied to that other person and you have your own independent bank account and your bank account has 6 figures in it. It's a lot easier for you to say, yeah, I'm tired of this dumb shit. This dude ain't coming around and taking care of me, so I'm out. That's easy. Where it becomes very difficult is where you have to make these types of choices and you don't have a place to stay. When you have to make these types of choices, and because you have children, it's very difficult for you to walk out of your house with your kids and say to a court that I'm going to be homeless with my children and I would like to keep and maintain and have custody of said children. If he has a house, he has a home, he has a job, he has a means of income, he could provide safety, security, and he could provide financially for these kids where you cannot. There is a possibility that he's going to take those kids. And so when some of these ladies or these gentlemen make the choice to leave, they have to take that into account, the fear of losing their children, the fear of losing the support of their community, the fear of losing the support of their family, and they still have to make that choice. And if they make those choices, I think that the we can't deny the prerequisite of bravery and courage that they have to have in order to do that. So, I agree with Raider Ma. Like, they do have a platform. You guys were given a platform because you were talking about the differences. You could still use that same platform that you had to talk about your experiences, not just your experience with Cody, but talk about all your experiences. If you got family or friends who are doing it successfully and people are happy, talk about them too. But don't let it just be that, oh yeah, Cody is just a one-off. It's Cody that's messed up, not the system. Because like I said previously in a during the one live we did right after the show, and like I'm going to say in a video I have coming out talking about sister wives, it's very disturbing to me that Cody acts the way he does. I think that that's jacked up and it's disturbing. But what's more disturbing to me is that he does it with such bravado and confidence. It tells me that his community and his friend circle and people around him feel the same way he does. Like, people support him. Like, if I was on TV Me, James, if I'm on TV and I'm acting the way Cody did, my brother, my dad would call me on the phone and be like, James, stop being an ass. Get it together, dude. You jacking up. You're mistreating these women. You look like a dummy. We didn't raise you that way. That's what my dad would say. My brother, man, don't make me come down there and punch you in the face. That would be, you know, you can't be treating people like that. That's how we roll. If I saw my brother doing the stuff Cody's doing, I would call him and say the same thing. Dude, you need to stop. Especially if it's a wife, and especially if his wife has my nieces and nephews, then yeah, we're gonna have a whole problem. You can't do that. That's family. You can't be mistreating family. That's ridiculous. What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? I understand that you found somebody else, fine, and you tell her that you found somebody else and you want to move on, but you have to close that business out before you start your next business. That's what family and friends do. But it occurs to me that his family and friends are very supportive of the things that he do. They're very supportive of the way he treats these women. They're very supportive of the notion that he deserves to have more and they deserve to have less. And so these are the type of things that I wish Christine and Janelle and Meri would talk about. Not just, oh, Cody's a bad guy. But that's okay, because that's what we're going to be talking about moving forward. And that's going to be my new approach towards the sister wife ecosphere, because we don't know how much of this we can actually trust as being true. But I do think that there's a conversation that we could have with regard to how these relationships are approached, the negative aspects, the negative fallout from how when people are taking advantage of these situations and these relationships and how they damage the people that they're supposed to care for and protect. So that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, thank you so much, Raiders Ma. Appreciate that. And last but certainly not least, certainly, let me get some super chats real quick before we move to the last caller, because we got a last caller. Let's see. Betty Aldridge, $2 super chat. Love you, sweetheart. Love you too, Betty. Oh, okay. Got the palm trees up in there. That looks like a fun place to be. It's hot as heck up here. So, but we definitely don't have no palm trees, and I certainly don't have a beach out front. But thank you so much, Betty. Appreciate you. Oh, and I do have one write-in message from I noticed before. But where's my stuff at? Oh, here it is. From Betty Aldridge. Let's see. Brittany $4.99 super chat. In regards to the finances, production needs to show all of them footage from the panel from the earlier seasons and make them react and respond. Yeah, right. Christine, when you said that, was you full of shit? Just ask her. Ask her, have her tell the truth. And press her on the answer. You know? Did you believe this at the time you were saying it? Or was it just kind of wishful thinking? I think that, to be honest with you, I think it was the latter. I don't think she was necessarily lying. I just think it was wishful thinking. I think that she genuinely hoped that Cody, kind of what Janelle had said when she was talking to Meri. I think that all the wives genuinely hoped that Cody was going to be the kind of gentleman that he supposedly raised his boys to be or lectured his boys to be when he was talking to them as young men. The problem is that when it comes to actually doing a thing, teaching a thing and talking about a thing is one thing. Doing that thing, whole different other thing. You like the way I said thing 4 times? A thing. But thank you so much, Brittany. Now, Brittany, salute. Give you a little something. And Hunter wanted to give me a message.
Settle down, Johnny Appleseed.
Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate you. Next up, we got Tracy McMurray, $2 super chat. Appreciate you, Tracy. No message, just the love. Appreciate it. Fun. We had Ty, $2 super chat. James, do you have an email to send info to? Yes, I do, and I put it in the chat. So hopefully you saw that. But I appreciate you. And then finally, we have Tracy McMurray, $5 super chat. Cody's line about laid me down in a rose garden of trust. I looked it up from a band called Live. Yeah, the Dolphins cry. Yeah. Roll on the floor laughing. Y'all read the lyrics. Yeah, I do remember that song. I knew I heard that before. That's like paradise, turn paradise into a parking lot. Like it's like their song lyrics. But yeah, let me check that out real quick. Let me see. I haven't heard Dolphins cry in forever. It was a really good song though. I would play it, but you know, the YouTube will eviscerate my channel. What's it? Some of the lyrics, the way you're bathed in lights remind me of the night. God laid me down into your rose garden of trust. And I was swept away with nothing left to say. Some helpless fool. Yeah, I was lost in a swoon of peace. You're all I need to find. So when the time is right, come to me sweetly. Come to me. Come to me. Oh. See, thank you, Tracy. Now I'm going to have to go do karaoke. I haven't thought about live in forever. Well, yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. In the first verse, nonetheless. You think he was listening to that on the way into the tell-all, probably singing it? Yeah. The dolphins cry. You know, he gets to the place. It's just burning in his mind. Good thing he wasn't listening to War Pigs. Yeah, I mean, the general's masses, which is gathered like black masses. In the fields, the bodies burning. Like, what the shit? I can see Suki now. What are you talking about, Cody? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. But thank you so much. That's awesome. You know what? And I remember thinking, like, I've heard that somewhere before, but I couldn't nail it down. Thank you so much, Tracy. That's awesome. Now I'm gonna have to go listen to the song. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Cody. Yeah, let me do the last message and then I'll read the one message that came through. This one is from Teresa.
Hi, James. This is Teresa, longtime listener, first time caller. I wanted to just talk about what Cody's really afraid of when it comes to Meri and what he was talking about when he said he was afraid to divorce her and what she would do. I don't believe it has anything to do with physical abuse in any way. I think it all has to do with the skeletons that are in that family's closet, especially his. And I think that the secrets she could have revealed would end the show and it would end the money coming in. I am 100% positive of this because of Meri being so loyal during the whole catfishing situation, where she took all that backlash, all the hate. And imagine being tormented by people online and in the media and never once sticking up for yourself and firing the silver bullet of, hey guys, this man melted my ring down before he married Robyn. I mean, Meri never shared that detail at all. He also never shared the detail of, I'm going to make your life miserable for the next 2 decades. All of those things she could have stood up for herself and defended, and she did not because of her loyalty to Cody. So that's what Cody's afraid of, is that Meri's mouth will no longer be sealed. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you know what? And I think that assessment is probably the most accurate. I don't think that they were afraid of Meri because they were afraid she was going to just cut loose with a can of whip ass and just start tearing through the family. Like, I don't think it was that. I do think it makes more sense to me that they might be afraid that Meri might go scorched earth on their ass. You know, scorched earth meaning, as Teresa pointed out, that she would come out and she would start dropping bombs to not only damage, potentially Cody's reputation, but there might be other family members whom, like, because these people, like, whether we like it or not, and here's the jacked up part about it. If we're going to be honest, my camera turned. Gotta lock that down a little better. We don't really know these folks. We just know them from the show, right? And what we see on the show, we like, and it is what it is, but we don't really know these people. And so there's always room. Man, I keep a healthy dose of this reality in my chest, my heart. There's always room where they aren't the people that we think they are. And like, even if they're the people, like, as far as they're nice folks, they're strong-willed, they've been in bad relationships and they found their freedom. Maybe there's certain aspects of their personality or character that we just wouldn't approve of. Right? And if prompted the wrong way, Meri might be able to drop some facts that will completely destroy not only the reputation of the wives, but maybe damage the reputation of the kids. Because all these kids, like, whether it's with this many kids, that you're going to have kids with varied orientation. You're going to have kids with varied political beliefs. You're going to have kids who are nice folks, good people. And you're most likely, I mean, to be honest with you, we're going to play the numbers. You are potentially going to have a couple assholes. It just is what it is. And maybe what they were afraid of is that Meri would come out and expose that to the masses. Like, oh, you think that these people are good people? Let me tell you a little something about my experiences with them, and start just hashing it out. In which case, that could be very dangerous, because if Meri's like, look, I'm not going to be married. You're not going to make me look like a dumbass and a fool. You're going to divorce me and marry this other woman? Not today. Well, if you do marry her, you won't be doing it on the show. So, yeah. Let me pull a pin up out this grenade and just lob this mother right into the damn gas station, because we finna blow this bad boy up. You know what I'm saying? So that could have very well have been like a thing, a point, a pressure point. Like, we don't want to ruin, upset the apple cart, because Meri is volatile enough where she will blow this bad boy up. She'll come out and say the wrong thing in an interview, or she'll talk to the wrong person, or she'll get to the tell-all, or she'll say the wrong thing in a confessional, or outside of control of TLC, she'll go on a web show, like YouTube channel or whatever, and tell her story. You go to People Magazine, tell her story and get paid. So, like, I think that there's a lot to what Teresa was saying. I think that that's a strong possibility. Yeah. So, yeah. And again, it's like, it is what it is. Like, I'm as long as there's nothing too crazy, like, to be honest with you, I can accept the fact that people are going to have difference of opinion. Like, there might be a point where some of them don't like me for whatever reason, and I'm fine with that. I stand on, if I think that fathers should treat their kids a certain way, I don't care what political beliefs or whatever those kids have. That's not my affair, really. That's not my point of concern. It's more or less how that parent is treating that child. So, but there are some people who are very bitter about, you know, he believes what? Canceled. Canceled. She believes what? Canceled. You know. So maybe that's what, like Teresa said, maybe that's what they were talking about. We scared of Meri. Meri crazy. You know, Meri, like, I got my own money. Plus, I got my own house. I have my own Airbnb, a bread and breakfast. I'm good to go. Especially when she's sitting down there at I got a Airbnb in Paraguay. She had a house in Vegas. Yeah, Meri was untouchable. So you go in there and say the wrong thing too if you want. We got a message from Brittany, not Brittany. She sent me an email. And it says, hey, James, my voice is absolutely gone. LOL. So I just can't leave a SpeakPipe message. I can't speak. So there you go. We're even. But I had some thoughts. LOL. At the risk of activating the trolls, I do want to point out that the one-on-ones really highlight what we mean when we say that Cody and Robyn owe the OG3 money. Meri, Janelle, and Christine are carrying the show. That's it. Thank you. That's what I've been saying. I didn't read this. Yeah, absolutely. They've always carried the show. Cody wants to lie. That's exactly what I've been saying. See, great minds, great minds. Or maybe you have a great mind. I'm just merely reflecting it. Cody wants to lie. I mean, tell 5 different versions of the truth until he settles on the one he likes. Because remember, he said, "Oh, I have 5 versions of the truth, and I just picked my favorite one at varying times, depending on who I'm talking to." I mean, tell 5 different versions of the truth until he settles on the one he likes. And Robyn doesn't know jack about shit. Yeah, she's always confused. I bet Suki asked her the same movie question, and her answer was, "Oh, I don't know." In my mind, because you always, in my mind, it's too sad to watch movies. The OG3 are being vulnerable and answering questions. Meanwhile, Robyn is playing stupid and shy, and Cody is being unnecessarily aggressive, like anybody cares that his ass is mad. Go cry to your mammy. Anyway, ain't no good way they should be getting the same pay as the OG3. And no damn way, ain't no damn way, okay? They do not do enough work as they do not do enough work as talent to justify how they can afford their current lifestyle. They got the money to afford what they have on the backs of the OG3 and their kids' storylines. The last 2 to 3 sessions alone have been proof that Cody and Robyn have no reason to be on the television without the interestingness of the other women and their kids. And that was from Brittany, not Brittany. Thank you so much, Brittany. I appreciate that. That was awesome. 100% agree. That's what I've been saying this whole time. This whole time is that at the end of the day, they're not prepared. They're not ready for this. Hold on 1 second. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, I just think that the way it kind of works out, Cody and Robyn both fall into that category where they're not carrying their weight. They're not pulling their end of the deal. And they're allowing the wives to do all the heavy lifting. And I don't think that that's fair either. I think that when push comes down to shove, they have to make decisions as far as what it is they're trying to do and how far they're willing to go with it. But yeah, I just like there's no way that they can justify if they get rid of the storyline where they interact with each other and connect with one another. There's no way you can justify having them on the show. Part of what's scary to me is actually twofold. One, they shot for a year, right? Before the show aired. And even with the passing of Big G's, and this is what I was saying before, Cody is mad because they're only talking about Christine and Meri and Janelle, which tells me that they probably shot a good amount of material or content amongst themselves. So the two of them just going around doing stuff. And the fact that TLC has that content and decided not to air it tells me a lot. It tells me that they very well may not think that that content is interesting or noteworthy to be on the show. So if that's what Cody and Robyn are going for, they should be concerned. What's also scary to me is that during the time that this tell-all was being filmed, and they're talking about finances, and they're struggling with Cody Pass, and from my understanding, and this is just my understanding, that the McMansion had always kind of been mortgaged to the hilt. Like, so anytime that they've experienced an increase in value on the McMansion, they took out an equity loan or a HELOC loan so that they could take advantage of that equity within the home. So say you buy a house for $500,000 and your house is now worth $600,000. You have an equity of $100,000, and they would take out a loan to take that money out. And so when they sold the house, they basically just turned the house over with the loans once the house was paid off. And then they put down a $400,000 on a $2.1 million house, which is like a 15 to 20%, $20,000 mortgage a month, like crazy shit, because the interest rates was high as hell at the time. But during all this time, and then Cody's being sued by Christine for the dolls, and all this stuff is going on. Like the wives are leaving, so Cody lost 60% of his income with the wives leaving, because they took their money out of the family fund. And Robyn was buying $60,000 worth of dolls. Let me say that one more again, because I had to start whispering that shit. Like, she was spending $68,000 on dolls. You know what I mean? And so that really reveals like where they are as far as their spending is concerned, her concern with their ability to make it. Like, if you get a good partner, if you guys are up together, you doing things together. But if you go down, your partner recognizes like, oh, the money done slowed up. So let me curtail some of my spending. Let me adjust how I'm doing things so that I don't hurt the family and I can continue to support the family. That's a good partner. If your money go down and your partner's spending if it increases, then they basically telling you, kiss my ass, I'm out of here. But if it stays the same, they're basically shooting you to two birds. Like Cody was saying that, his love is hated, and he feels like when he walking down the street, he loved Robyn so much he ready to shoot everybody two birds. Bro, I'm telling you, when your money started taking a hit and she went out and she started intentionally spending the same money that she was spending prior to your money taking a hit, she was shooting you two birds. Just saying. Something to think about, coaches. And I feel like that's one of them. That's one of those after school specials. This shit is one to grow on, Playboy. Yeah. You got to start assessing your issues. Just saying. Yeah, but thank you guys so much. Appreciate the phone calls and the emails. That was awesome. Let me just got some super chats. We got to wrap it up. Wrap it up, B. Jada P, $4.99 super chat. OG3 keep talking about Cody and Robyn rewriting history. They need to just call it what it is. They lying. All right. They're rewriting history. They have their own truth. They're telling their own truth. You mean they're telling a bold-faced ass lie? Let's call it what it is. You know what? Let's make honesty cool again. How about that? Integrity, cool again. Character, cool again. Let's do that. Let's do that. And call a damn liar a liar. If you lying, oh, he has a problem with the truth. No, he's a liar. Little bastard lying. Like, call it what it is. Cody telling lies. You know what I mean? That's why you can't trust half the stuff he said. Oh, I'm going to tell you a story about how I was kissing Robyn and we got basically kicked out of the family. Oh, what? You got kicked out of the family? That's pretty drastic. Why don't you tell me the story? Oh, I can't mention it. It was too painful. I don't even want to talk about it. It can never be spoke of. Then why are you speaking of it? And I'm really putting it in a position where the same place that you were saying you went out on a date with Meri and Christine told you, oh, I felt like I could work it out with Meri. We could get it together. And you went back and Christine supposedly told you not to work it out with Meri. I don't believe you. I just don't believe you. So, I mean, there's that. Uh-oh. I hope I'm still live. Something funny is happening. Let me just make sure we are still alive. If you guys are still here, you can see me, you can hear me. Hit me with a 1. Let me know that I'm still up. Uh-oh. My thing is frozen too. Okay, I see some ones. Thank you. I was like, oh shit. And Cody and them done got my ass there. And I figured out the secret sauce. They figured out the secret sauce. Like, he must be stopped. He's talking too much ish. All right, but yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. So yeah, let's make truth telling cool again. Calling liars liars. Calling what it is. You know, no more of these little euphemisms. If somebody lying, just you're a damn lie. It don't make no sense. What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Thank you so much. Let me give you a little something. And where's my something's at? Doom, 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 doom. And this is Raiders Ma, $1.99 super chat. New egg unlocked. Cody serenading Robyn with dolphins cry. Can you see the dolphins cry? And Cody in there like driving. That one piece of hair in the front of his head just whipping back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. And and Robyn like, he's a manly man. Can you hear the dolphins cry? And for no reason, he's like a 1980s rock band just working in a factory shooting sparks for no reason. Just got women walking around with bikinis on with grinders making sparks off of metal stuff. Oh man. Then he'll sit there like, they ought to film me doing this, make a show about this. This is incredible. This is real life. This is how real life works. All right, let me give Raiders Ma a little something. Raiders Ma takeover. Teresa Skinner in the house. What's going on, Teresa? $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, Teresa. How you been? How you been, Teresa? Teresa's a OG, triple OG up in here. Teresa's been around since the early days of my take. But thank you so much, Teresa. Appreciate it. And I'm just saying, though. And for those who are like, Why does he keep talking about sparks, rock bands, and making sparks in factories? Yep. 1, showing my age. 2, if you know, you know. That was pretty much the theme of every 80s hair band. They had a video, at least one or possibly 3 videos where they were just going through a place like a factory, some rando ass factory. They were just making sparks, and everybody would just be standing there playing guitars. And it's a wonder with all that hairspray that there wasn't just a big mushroom cloud over one of them sets, because you know that whole era was toxic. Oh, Michelle Cutler. James, do you think they'll hit Cody and Robyn hard on this last episode? I think that if they make a move on Cody and Robyn, they're so used to cutting it off and walking out. I think that is very strong and it's very likely that they'll just try to cut it off, you know. And I think that maybe the way they might have orchestrated it, because to be honest with you, I can see a world where they say, we'll get as much as we can out of them. And then once we have enough content of them answering questions that the wives are willing to talk about, OG3 are willing to talk about, I'm going to give you the thumbs up. In which case, I want you to go both feet in his ass. And at which time Suki might, get the thumbs up, the nod, and she might start asking hard questions. Cody get frustrated, he leave. And at that point, they don't care if you leave, because we got everything we need from you anyway. So if you leave, then you storming off the set in a huff, chef's kiss. It's just the appetizer. You understand what I mean? You've because in that scenario, you've done a couple of things. One, you've redeemed Suki's reputation as a no nonsense, tough as nails journalist who asks these piercingly hard questions. 2, you've discredited Cody. So you've embarrassed him, and you've, like it or not, created a huge clickable moment. Like, obviously I'm not the best at picking out viral moments, clearly, but I do know I can sense it when it's gold, baby. And I think that just understanding like what folks talk about and how like a lot of the content creators address certain things. If he got up and walked off stage, like Suki was able to drive him off stage and he went off in a huff and a puff like a big poopy pants baby, oh, that would be like people would have that on thumbnails. That's all folks would talk about that would carry you from now, the end of this season, to the next season. And they'll still be talking about it on the first episode. Welcome back to Sister Wives, season 20. And then you'd have some content creator, maybe even me, sitting there like, remember when Cody was at that damn tell-all act like a big old pump? Got up, cried like somebody stole his little candy bar and sent him off the stage boo-hooing because they asked a hard question like, what's your name? You know what I mean? What do you do for a living? Do you have a job? And he couldn't take it. So here's what it is. So yeah, there's a possibility they might cock back and unload on him. I'll watch it. But let me see. Okay. Here we go. Tracy's fractured. Member for 1 month. James, I became a new member. Love your lives. Thank you so much. Welcome to the club. Welcome. Let me get a little something. Welcome. And I do have announcements after real soon. Let me see. Then we have Ty. What did Ty have to say? $2 super chat. I know you're trying to leave. Hold one more. No, what's up? We can talk about it. See, Ty, $5 super chat. Cody did a cameo where he says his career is TV. Does he have a contingency plan? I don't think Sister Wives has much more to pull out of it after season 20. Wow. Wow. Whoa. Shit. I know some of y'all don't like Cody, but that shit's kind of depressing, ain't it? Whoa. This is like when you watching your you go to like the little league game and you see the kid, you're like, I'm gonna grow up and be a professional baseball player. And he got the glove on the wrong hand. He out there in the outfield playing with himself, like, you know, which I've seen before. Like the kid will be out there pretending he's catching a ball and it's the game winning. He pretending he's throwing it and he facing the wrong way. The action behind him. Like, what the shit? Like, oh. And that kid, like, I'm gonna be a professional. If I don't be a professional, my whole life gonna be ruined. Like, ooh, this kid is in trouble. And that's kind of where I'm at with Cody. Like, because like Ty said, like, you know, Sister Wives as a show, like, even to be honest with you, and this is just my genuine thought, Sister Wives doesn't even have season 20. Like, we're gonna keep it all the way real. Let's keep it all the way funky. Sister Wives doesn't even really have season 20. They didn't even have a season 19 for real. Like season 19, 18 and 19 could have actually been one season. They didn't even have to do 2 seasons. Like, I don't know how they were able to squeak out well, I do know how. They basically showed us a lot of bullshit. So they were able to squeeze out 2 seasons, but that was really one season. Okay. And technically, if we're going to be all the way honest, if they actually paid attention to what they had going on, technically season 17, 18, and 19 really could have been one season. So for them to say like 20 is a nice round number, I just don't see it going past 20. As it's standing right now, I don't see it going past 20. I don't know how it could. And that's not me being mean. It's just, I'm just calling it for what it is. The family has nothing to do with each other. They all live in different parts of the country. They have zero reason why they would even kind of think about getting together. So I don't know, unless they're doing their own like anthology type reality show where each person has their own little segment of the one bigger show that doesn't have anything really to do with one another. I don't know what you guys are doing. Like maybe they're reinventing TV. But I kind of suspect there's a reason why nobody's ever tried any shit like that, because it probably won't work. There's not enough continuity. So, I mean, the fact that he said, like, you know, his career is TV. Like, what do you have beyond this? You know, I know what's her name, Suki, was impressed with him. Like, oh, he's so full of energy and there's another. It doesn't really translate over the screen though. Like, I think that Cody does have a certain level of charisma. Like, just to be fair, I think he does have a certain level of charisma when it comes to a lot of this. But to be a TV star, like, you can't act, so it's not like you can reinvent yourself. And like the times where I thought he was acting, it just comes off like a bad lie. So, woo, that's sad. That's depressing. My whole life is TV. Like, this dude don't have a future. Like, whoa. Like, I don't know. And even like the spinoff, like the question of the spinoff, like how many fans are genuinely pining at the, you know, chomping at the bit, pining for the Cody and Robyn spinoff show, Sister Wife show. Like, Ty, what are you doing to me, girl? I think you're right. I think that it's worse than that. I don't think that they have a season 20. I think that if they do a season 20, that's actually them taking advantage of the fan base. I think they're taking advantage of us. To be honest with you, like they even proposed a season 20. I think it's straight up you taking advantage of us and our kindness and our willingness to watch the show. Because again, I stand on the fact that if season 19 was the first season of Sister Wives, this last season was the first season of Sister Wives. Sister Wives would have been canceled in 6 episodes. They would have went the same way as Poly Family. I mean, maybe not the same way as Poly Family. Got a video coming out about them too. But yeah. Poor Cody. Poor Cody. Poor Cody. Poor Cody. He in so much trouble. Thank you so much, Ty. Yeah, Ty come in with that buzzer beater like that. Ooh, that questions. Oh, he said what during the cameo? Cody be laying it out there. And that's the jacked up part about it. It sounds like Cody be more honest during the cameos than he is during the show that's paying his bills. You know what I mean? Cameo is probably paying him like he might make like $10,000 maybe doing Cameo. But your bills are getting paid with Sister Wives. And it sounds like you telling more truth on Cameo than you are on the show that's paying your bills. Make it make sense, folks. Yeah, so here's my announcement. Let me give you guys the skinny on what I have coming up because I've been working diligently. I have a video, motivational video that's coming out where it talks about stop self-roasting, like stop criticizing yourself, because the one person who's always listening is you. Okay, you're always listening to yourself. So if you talk negatively about yourself, especially to yourself, I'm stupid. I'm a loser. I'm never going to win. Those kind of things. It can damage you. It will damage you because your mind is not sarcastic. Your brain doesn't work that way. So whatever you feed into it, it will manifest those things. So if you think positively, you will find positivity and opportunities. If you think negatively, you will find negativity and you won't have any opportunities. You can limit your opportunities. So I talk a little bit about that during a motivational video. I have a video coming out about polyfamily where I do an episode breakdown and kind of the closing of that particular show because of the scandal that I think erupted or came out about one of the cast members, as it was kind of reported on Reddit as well as TikTok and some other social media sites. I don't have any evidence to prove or disprove any of this or to verify the veracity of any of these claims. This is just something that is out and they're talking about, and it looks like TLC responded to it because the guy, bald-headed guy with the glasses, Sean, it was reported or alleged that he is a PDF file. If you understand what I mean, break it down, you'll figure it out. A PDF file. And he has multiple allegations against him, which puts the whole show in a different light. And I talk about it during the my last polyfamily video. Then I have Cody and Robyn talking about the Cody's financial blame game. I have a video coming out about that. And then I also have Cody and Robyn's Sister Wives drama, where they are, let me see, what is this? I thought I was ready, but I am not ready. Cody and Robyn is seeing themselves as being the good to continue shooting Sister Wives with the being too good to continue shooting Sister Wives with the OG3. Like they think themselves above the other cast members, and I wanted to address that in a video. So I did that. I put that video together, and I will be releasing that shortly. But I wanted to let you guys know that I am working on other content. I have content coming out. It just hit some snags. But before we go, I think I just got a super chat. Oh, from Unlimited Lipstick, Janet, $6.99 super chat. The Cody wedding dancing sequences gives the impression that Cody thinks he's a great dancer. Main character syndrome and ultimate cringe-o. Yeah, I believe. I'm signing up for that. I had one where he was dancing around like, yeah, gotta kick them kids out because they gonna give us all COVID. We gonna wipe the family out at the party. No mask, no social distances. I'm just gonna be dancing with strangers. He dances with strangers and he's like bouncing around the room like a maniac. Yeah, living his best life. Yeah, again, I think it's everything he does is about him drawing attention to himself and it being about himself. So I think that's a fair play. Thank you so much, Unlimited Lipstick. Let me give you a little something. All right. I appreciate everybody participating, hanging out, being cool in the chat, as well as sending in your messages. Thank you so much for that. Before we go, let me make sure I thank all the people who I erased my list. Ain't that some stupid stuff? But guess what, guys? I got backups. I got backups to the backups. There we go. Had to pull my list out. All right, I want to thank Anne, Meri, Candace, Alice, Tanya Kata, Teresa, Anonymous, and of course, Raiders Ma. Appreciate you guys sending in those messages. Oh, we can't forget Brittany, not Brittany, with her email question or a commentary. Appreciate that. Before we go, I want to make sure I give a huge shout out to our mega mods, Brittany, not Brittany, Carmel Cuties, and Lizzie B, holding a brother down, making sure the chat stays cool and safe, and make sure that everything flows the way it's supposed to. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I will be dropping videos consistently, and I want to try to set it up because, to be honest with you, especially as we start to augment some of the sister wife commentary and content, I want to try to get to a point where I can release multiple videos a day. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that and keep an eye out for it. If that goes well, then I'm definitely going to try to press and make that happen, just with the extra effort and everything. But I just want to make sure that, you guys are up for that and willing to do it. But before we go, I want to make sure I give a big shout out to the super chatters as well. Catherine Vega, Raiders Ma, Lizzie B, who gifted a membership, Brittany not Brittany, Betty Aldridge, Tracy Murray, Ty, of course, Jada P, Teresa Skinner, hello, Tracy's Factory History and more, as well as Unlimited Lipstick Janet. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Let me give the folks in the chat, the mega mods, the people who called in for Speakpipe, as well as Brittany who sent in an email, everybody who gave a super chat. Let me give you guys a little something to show my appreciation. All right. And make sure you keep those eyes out for my upcoming videos. Make sure you check out the Facebook page. We got some, actually, Lizzie B's been dropping some interesting art. So check those things out. Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. That's my take. I'm James. This has been my take on reality, and I'm out. Oh, make sure you hit that speakpipe.com/my take on reality if you want to leave a message. Taking all comers. And again, if you just want to leave a message, that's fine. If you want to leave a message and not have it read to anybody else and leave it anonymously, that's fine as well. You don't have to leave your name or whatever the contact information. Just leave the message. Or you just say, James, don't share the message. I get a few of those every week, and I don't share those messages. That you guys take it easy. Have a great night. That's my take, and I'm out.